Hi everybody, can't wait for the Cheltenham Festival to get underway. My nap for the meeting, I'm going for the first race, Kopeck Day Board for Willie Mullins. I don't think it looks the strongest contest in the world this year, and you couldn't help but be very impressed with the way he drew clear, blasted clear in the closing stages at Leopardstown last time. I'm going to go with a handicapper to follow in the Grand Annual, and that is Western Zephyr. He's quite a big price, but he's a front runner, and British horses have a pretty good record in the race, so I'm hoping that he can go out, make all, and jumping is one of his big assets. The dark horse to follow, I think Only by Night, should go for the Arkle. I'd be very disappointed if she doesn't, and if she does, the way she travels, she should get a good toe into it, and she jumps really well as well, so I'd be expecting her to be in the shake-up and potentially put it up to Majborough. Only by Night, I think, must have strong claims, if not going down the Mare's Chase route. So there are 3 horses to follow for this year's Cheltenham Festival.
My main anti-post position at the moment is East India Dock in the Triumph Hurdle. I think he's been fabulous with what he's done already this season. He's obviously proven at the track. His time performances have been exceptional, and I think he's at a standard that would win most Triumph hurdles. So Lulamba is going to have to be something really special if he's going to turn over East India Dock in the Triumph on the Friday. Of the short-priced horses through the week, I think Margeborough is the safest conveyance of them. Simply, I think he'll outclass them in the Arkle. His jumping doesn't really concern me, and I think he'll be much better than the opposition in the Arkle. So he's perhaps one for the accumulators that a few of you will be sticking on through the week. And a couple of handicappers. Stencil I'm more and more interested in for the Fred Winter on the first day. He just has that strong travelling style that should be really well suited by that race, and given the high opinion that I have of East India Dock, I'd be very positive about his run on Trials Day as well. And I think Nicky Henderson's No Ordinary Joe is a very interesting horse for either Coral Cup or the Martin Pipe. Not decided yet which race he's going to go for, but he'll run in one or the other, I expect, and his form from the festival a couple of years ago when he was just beaten by Iroko reads very well.
My best bet at the 2025 Cheltenham Festival comes on the Friday, and the county hurdle is Val Grand, who ran at the November meeting. A bit disappointingly, I guess, behind Potter's Charm. I thought from that moment he'd be perfect for the county, and they pretty much nominated the team that was where he was going to go. It's a team, Dan Skelton's team, that have got an excellent record in the county hurdle, and Val Grand must have a great chance on the Friday.
My best bet at this year's Cheltenham Festival is Lark in the Morning, who runs in the county hurdle on Friday. He won the Boodles last year. He's obviously gone up in the handicap. He had one run after the Boodles at the back end of last season when he was 5th in the Swinton at Haydock. And then after that, his next run came at the Dublin Racing Festival, where we didn't really see what happened other than the in-running comments which said, "Never near to challenge." The suggestion is that was a very quiet run ahead of the county hurdle, and going back to Cheltenham will really suit this horse trained by Joseph O'Brien. So I like him. One other horse that I'm going to mention is the Wall Park. I'd love him to run in the Stayers hurdle. That seems to be the plan. If he runs in that, I think he can give his stablemate, Tupu, quite a fright.
Hi, Kevin O'Ryan here. My best each way bet for the Cheltenham Festival is in this year's Albert Bartlett hurdle. It's a horse called Flicker of Hope from a trainer, a little bit under the radar, but really starting to make a name for himself at home in Ireland, is Mark Fahey, Flicker of Hope's trainer. And Flicker of Hope, loads of experience. He won a very valuable handicap hurdle at Navan before Christmas time. 3rd in a valuable handicap at Leopardstown Dublin Racing Festival. He's loads of experience. He's a big price. He's my each way bet of the week at Cheltenham.
What would the biggest shock at the Cheltenham Festival be? Well, probably Nicky Henderson not having a championship winner on day 1 or day 2 of the festival. Constitution Hill in the champion hurdle and John Bond in the champion chase. It's a hard one to decipher which one would be the bigger shock. John Bond's potential lack of competition who are on his level, but then you bring the Cheltenham element into it. I'm finding it hard to find an alternative to him in the latter. Constitution Hill, will you say brighter days ahead, comes in off a career best performance over Christmas at Leopardstown, but then you take into account how exactly are the tactics going to be able to beat him. If they go fast, he seems to really enjoy that, and he's shown in a previous champion hurdle that you can go steady enough, he can just be sat prominent and send him on. Those two will be the biggest shocks for me. I have a ticket at a bigger price for Golden Ace to fill the frame myself in the champion hurdle. Now that would be a shock if she was good enough to beat Constitution Hill. By and large, I feel they're both pretty bomb-proof, but out of the two, John Bond being beaten in the champion chase will be less of a shock than Constitution Hill losing his unbeaten 10 from 10 record.
Later on in the week, or what am I looking forward to? Of all the short price ones in the Brown Advisory, I think Ballyburn will win. I think he's a class horse. He's by Flemingforth out of Old Vic. I think the triple will really suit him. Happy with his jumping. I think he'll settle fine as well with another run under his belt. So I think he's a real class act. I think he could take over from Stable Companion down the line, galloping the Shumps, obviously the highlight in the Gold Cup. But short price ones, he's a one for me, Ballyburn. Also the bigger price, Di Sardinas, if you give her a run at Ascot, I think she could run well. She's still priced up at the time of recording at 33 to 1 for the Mares Hurdle. It's her only entry at Cheltenham. Forgive her Ascot, the Great Wood's a strong piece of form. I can see her run well. Maybe give Fergal O'Brien a change of luck and a first Cheltenham Festival success.
Yeah, very much looking forward to the Cheltenham Festival. My three best bets for the festival are Ballyburn in the Brown Advisory. Previous Cheltenham Festival winner, he was very good last time out at Leopardstown. 2 mile 5, he's bred to, improved for going up to 3 miles. I think he's very much the one to beat. I like Lalamba in the Triumph Hurdle. Nicky Henderson looking for his 8th win in the Triumph. Lalamba, impressive winner at Auteuil in the autumn, and then very good on his first start for 7 Barrels. That was at Ascot where he beat Mondo Man. He's only had the 2 starts over hurdles. It'll be a tough race with the likes of Hello Neighbour and East India Dock, but I think Lalamba will take some beating. And at a bigger price in the Ultima on day 1, I like Whistle Stop 2 of Lucinda Russell's. Yard have got previous with the race. He's a novice. He's improving. He had a sighter down there at the trials meeting over 2.5. Back up to 3 miles will really suit.
I think there's some each way value in the Queen Mother Champion chase at this time around, with John Bonnu odds on favourite around about 4 to 5 at the moment. Solness represents the value as far as I'm concerned. He's won his last couple of starts. He was very impressive at Leopardstown last time up when he went hard early on in the Grade 1 there. He had his rivals in a lot of trouble a long way out, and he won pretty comfortably in the end. That's 2 Grade 1s on the bounce for him, which I think means that he's going under the radar a little bit. He's jumping on his last couple of starts. Have been the best couple of rounds that he's put in throughout his career, and his Race IQ Jump Index has been much better in his last 2 starts than John Bon has ever achieved at Cheltenham. I think he'll go hard from the front, he'll get them at it in behind, rivals making mistakes, and he will be hard to peg back. Around about 8 to 1, I think he's each way value.
Hi guys, Dan from Racing TV here. My selection for this year's Cheltenham Festival is Hello Neighbour in the Triumph. We don't know how strong the British form is with East India Dock and Lalamba, but I think the 2 Group 1s at Leopardstown that Hello Neighbour won, I think can be more than enough. Keith Donoghue would have learnt a lot from those 2 races, and coming into this, I think it's his to lose. Hello Neighbour for the Triumph.
Hi guys, I'm Dom Easton from Racing TV, and my each way play for the 2025 Cheltenham Festival is Beyond Your Dreams in the Fred Winter on the Tuesday of the festival. He ran on well to beat Slurricane by 3/4 of a length last time out at Fairy House, and also came second to the Cromwell horse Total Look at Navan. He gets £7 from Total Look this time and £3 from the O'Sullivan horse, who he's already beaten off level weights. So this is why I think the Joseph O'Brien trained Beyond Your Dreams will win the Fred Winter.
Hello, I'm Paige Fuller and I'm the editorial analyst for Race IQ, and my best bet of the festival is Fact File. He's a really fast, slick jumper. He's never scored less than an 8 on the jump index, and I think that's going to be put to much better use over 2.5 miles where he's allowed to bowl and jump and get into a much better rhythm. He's not short of speed, as he's shown the last twice. Even though it was over 3 miles both times, he reached speeds of 35 miles an hour, showing that he's well able to quicken, but I think he's better off having a nice high cruising speed, taking some lengths from his jumping out as the other horses, and I think he's going to be pretty difficult to pass up that Cheltenham Hill.
My each way double for the Cheltenham Festival will start in the Coral Cup, and I think Comfort Zone has a very good chance. Looks like he's been crying out and should land one of these big 2.5 mile handicaps. Was really eye-catching over Christmas at Leopardstown when didn't get the run of the race. Grade 2 juvenile hurdle winner. I think he's got a race like this in him. And then we go to the Kim Muir. I think Yeah Man is a pretty solid each way option. Yes, he's more exposed than some will be, but he's been shaping like he's got another big handicap in him. Won the Grand National Trial a couple of years ago, was running really well in the race when last seen, when had quite a soft unseat, had run really well into big handicaps before then. Gavin Cromwell won the race last year, and I just think he has a very solid each way chance.
In the first day feature of the Champion Hurdle, I'm going to go for Brighter Days Ahead. Been doing the Cheltenham preview circuit this week, and Gordon Elliott, when asked about this mare, he said she'll win. That was it, pure and simple. She will win. And how impressive was she at Leopardstown over Christmas in that Grade 1? when blasting home by 30 lengths. How many horses win Grade 1s by that sort of distance? OK, she's up against the unbeaten Constitution Hill, but she's got the mare's allowance. Gordon Elliott seems absolutely confident she will go mighty close, but in his words, he thinks she'll win. So Brighter Days Ahead would be my pick in the Champion Hurdle.